Hi, I'm Ambry, and this is Ambry's Corner, and welcome back to my new watcher, viewer, subscriber. Welcome if you're returning viewer, watcher, subscriber. Welcome back. Hi guys, I am back today with another story time. Takes place back when I was in school, elementary school to be exact, and it was like I don't know if y'all remember, but I guess every like school or county or whatever had different things for it, but we called it D.A.R. And so D.A.R. was basically like Drug Awareness Month. So I remember in my first elementary school, we would have like say no to drugs, and like we would like wear red or something like that every day. We would wear red for like a whole day, and that would be considered our Drug Awareness Month. And so then when I went to this school, they actually had a program called D.A.R. And D.A.R. was the Drug Awareness Month, and basically like every month around Drug Awareness Month, we have this program called D.A.R. And basically they would take us to like a certain classroom, and they would talk to us about, you know, the different types of drugs, you know, peer pressure, how to say no to drugs, why should you say no to drugs, and stuff like that, you know, just the regular. And so at the end of like the class, or I think it went off like a month, you would have like a little graduation. Before the graduation, you had to take like a little test, and you would have to put on like a little play. And basically the play was like it was like say no to drugs place. Like basically like you have kids act out, kids playing on the playground, and then you'll have people, drug dealers, walk up to them, ask them, hey, you want to buy some drugs, and they would just say no drugs, just like that. That's what we did. And so at the end of that would be considered your D.A.R. graduation, because after that you get like a little D.A.R. certificate, which I still have mine, by the way. You get like a little D.A.R. certificate that says D.A.R. and you completed the program, and blah 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 blah. So yeah, we did that at this school, and then my other school we did like say no drugs month, and we wore red, stuff like that, you know. Anyway, so around this time I told y'all a little bit about this school. I told y'all in another video, I said this school was basically the basis for a lot of the problems I would have later in school, because the people that I met in this school, in this elementary school, which I spent 1 year there, and then I went on to middle school and high school. The people that I met in this elementary school, we went on to middle school together, to high school together. You know what I mean? So like the problems didn't subside because I went to new school. They followed me to the next couple schools I went to after this, and even after school, whatever. Yeah. So I know I told y'all in another story time that, you know, this is where it started. This is what my problem. And that's not to say that I didn't have my fair share of problems at the other school, but I felt like this one was more traumatic for me, because at this time, and I was young enough to know that I wanted a boy like me. You know what I mean? I was young enough to know that most girls in this school, you know, had little boyfriends that liked them. You know, back then, what a boyfriend means to you as an adult is not the same thing what a boyfriend means to you in school. Of course, you know that. But, you know, a boyfriend didn't really mean the same to me in those terms back then as it does now. I still don't have a boyfriend, but you know, the terms are different now and then. So I always thought I would be like a really good girlfriend, but haven't been blessed to be that yet. Anyway, so I just became more aware of myself, and boys became aware of me too. And when they became aware of me, what I thought I was and what they thought I was were two different things. And the boys were very cruel, very cruel. I mean, I have never not met a boy. Yes, I have. I'm not gonna say that. But the boys at this particular time, they was very cruel. And I know children are just little rascals anyway. Like, they're just mean for no reason. But like, they were particularly mean towards me at this time, and throughout my time through school. They was like particularly mean. They just, it's like I wore a target on me, and everywhere I went, they just shot at the target. Boop, boop, boop. It was like target practice on me. You know what I mean? And in this class, like I said, this is what basically the foundation for the next however many years I was going to be with these people was set. You know what I mean? I learned pretty quickly that, you know, compared to other girls, I was dirt. I mean, I learned that pretty quickly. And I told y'all about my school that I had a crush on too, but like I feel like this one was more different because he was a bully also, but he just happened to be my crush too. And so like it really didn't make sense why I liked him then, but I did. Even though he picked on me, I liked him, but it doesn't matter. And this story will be about him. So like I said, we did their graduation and we did all of that. Like I said, I think you could like consider like their graduation just like a after like the graduation, it was just like a little ceremony that we had, and the parents were allowed to attend. Now I think I'm getting off basis with the story. The parents were allowed to attend the graduation, so they got like a formal invitation. They sent out a newsletter to parents, let them know that they was able to attend this graduation, the Say No to Drugs graduation, their graduation. And I don't think my mom was able to make it, but my aunt and uncle were able to make it. So that would be my cousin, because we was in the same school, same grade, same class at this time, and they were actually able to make it. I think we had it in like the gymnasium, so like they had it lined up like a regular graduation ceremony, and we sat out in front. All thing different, but we didn't wear caps and gowns. We wore our regular clothes, and we went up on stage, shook the teacher's hand, and they gave us a D.A.R. certificate saying that we completed the program, basically. And so, and remember, we are in elementary school. And so, getting ready to go to middle school. So, our parents come, and you know, at this time, like I said, the kids were particularly mean to me for some reason. I don't know. I caught the most trouble when I went to school. I could not catch a break at this school. And with these particular groups of people, are the people that caused the most trouble to me. Like, they over it, because they did most of the damage. Like, of course they over it. I'm not over it though. You know what I mean? Well, I'm over it, but like, it still affects me sometimes just because of how when you that age going through stuff like that, and then people find it amusing to point out every flaw you got, even though you are already self-conscious and you already have these problems. Now, let's not get nothing twisted now. I don't think nothing of myself. I don't think I'm ugly and like that, but I just think people get a kick out of, you know, making me feel like I am ugly. Like they get a kick out of making me feel like I'm not good enough. So I don't take it too seriously. Kids will be kids, you know, people grow up, that type of thing. I think that they were just little assholes is what I think they were. But I'm gonna get into the story. So like I said, we had their graduation, and so the parents are invited. Like I said, my mom wasn't able to make it, but my aunt and uncle came to support my cousin as well as me. So at this time, the little guy that I had like a little crush on, whatever, he was in the class, and he was tormenting me at this time. Maybe not as regularly, but he was tormenting me. And I remember like him, I remember like something happening right before the graduation. I don't quite remember. Oh yeah, there was like a little thing with the class right before this, right, like maybe a couple days before this graduation happened or whatever. And I had to tell y'all about that in a different story, because that was, they were assholes for that too. Right here, I kind of feel like this person was just trying to reflect, you know, maybe what he did as a way of this. So if you don't know nothing about me, like, I love my family members, I love them to death, and my uncle is a character, and anything he does, it's really out of love. You know what I mean? He pick at us all the time. Like, he pick at us about everything, about our mama, because like I said, he was married to my aunt. And he used to pick at us all the time, like, you know, I'm kissing your auntie, I'm hugging your auntie. Like, he used to do stuff like that. I said, that's just who he is. And if you know him as a person, like, you know him, that's just what he does. It's always been what he did. Now that him and my aunt stand together more, he pick at us about other things. He called me by my mama now. He say, little, you know. And he called my cousin by her mama. He say, little, you know, he be picking at us. That's how he go. And we grew up. We grew up with him, so we basically know exactly how he is. And he's very loud and very he's just very loud and boastful. You know what I mean? He's just a really loud person, but he's a fun, loud person. And I love my uncle. That's just always who he's been. He's loud. I have never met nobody that's more supportive of their kids. Like, he is so supportive of his kids. Like, he supports them in anything they want to do. You know, I remember my cousin was thinking about going to the army. You know what I mean? He was basically like helping her decide. Like, he got her in touch with a recruiting officer. You know, he got her when she was thinking about going to like a university. He was finding ways to get her scholarships, stuff like that. He got her first car. Like, he just always been a very supportive fit to him, my uncle, just cause like he had been around us for so long. We know him. That's all we knew. You know what I mean? All we knew. I'm as close to his side of the family as a niece can be. You know what I mean? So like, yeah. But I know how he is. And so when we was at the graduation, you know, he was being his regular self. He was cheering us on. He was like, hey y'all, hey y'all. You know, this just how he is. And like I said, at this time, like the dude that I liked that was also my bully, I think he knew that he was wrong for bullying me. I really feel like even to this day, he knows that he was wrong. And I don't expect him to apologize. I don't expect nothing like that from him. I don't. But I feel like he know he was wrong. And he knew it then too. Because how he would reflect anytime somebody said something to me. And he'd be like, oh, he said, you'll tell on us, but you know, you won't tell on nobody else. Sir, do you realize how much you do? Like, if I could tell him now, like, you know, you don't understand like how you do though. I mean, forget what other people do. What about what you say? You know, do you hear yourself when you speak? Does that make sense to you? I'll go tell her, oh, you tell on us, but you won't tell on this person. Well, sir, you do most damage. You do the most damage. This probably the first thing this person ever said to me. You have said more than anybody has. I know you have. I know you have. You don't say it more than anybody has. And he loved to do that and like deflect what he would do and say. And I feel like most of that was maybe his insecurities about himself, because I was big and black, but he was big too. Like back then, he was a little chunky monkey. Like he wasn't no Liam Hemsworth walking around here. You know, he was a little chunky monkey boy, really chunky as hell. And I just felt he never, like, even after we got in high school, he never like took responsibility for, you know, what he might have said or done to me that could have hurt me. He really never did. And really the reason he started picking on me for no reason, for real. So like we was in the D.A.R.E graduation, and my uncle was saying things and he was picking out loud and stuff like that. And so I was laughing. I thought it was funny because that's just how he is. He's boastful. He's like that. He's loud, you know. That's probably why we all love him so much, because he is exactly who he is. Even outside of that school, he was who he was. And if you can do about it, that don't make him mad. But anyway, so we had so after the graduation was over, you know, I guess all the parents left. I'm not sure what happened, but all the parents left. And we went back to class. And when we got into class, everybody was sitting down, you know. Everybody was talking about what had happened, and I don't know how, some kind of way, but my uncle got brought up in the comments, and they was like, did y'all hear that dude talking about Yasmin and her cousins, just like that, and how he was picking at them, and I said he was just playing. He was like, and he made the point to say, oh, he said, you know, we snuck here trying to help you out, and when we pick on you, you try to get mad and go tell us, but when he do it, you don't even say nothing. I was like, really? And I was thinking, like, first of all, bruh, that's my uncle. That's how he acts anywhere. He acts like that anywhere. He acts like that at home. He's not picking on us. What you do is considered bullying. That's what you do. What you doing is considered bullying. In any other place besides where we at, that's grounds to get you kicked out of school, bruh. Period. That is in front of a crowd of people to get a laugh, and you don't pick at what he was doing. Wasn't necessarily picking at me. He was. If you looked at me, I was laughing at him. Like, if you had looked at me, I smiled and laughed at him. Cause that's what he does. That's how he picks on us. That's how he loves us. What you do was just a grounds. What you do is just a grounds to get a laugh, and you point out every insecure, every flaw that I have, everything about me, and you just make it something so ugly. You know what I mean? Like, I was a little bit older than my class. I used to get picked on about this so bad all the time, and I'm a beautiful dark skinned melanin sister, and I got picked on about that too. You know, beautiful dark skinned melanin sister. I mean, beautiful dark skinned melanin sister. Like, this melanin is popping on any level, baby. Don't ever come for this melanin, okay? He used to pick at me about, you know, my size. I'm a thickums, okay? It's no secret. I'm thick. I come like that. That's how I'm built, and I'm black. You know what I mean? And I happen to be a girl, a beautiful black melanin sister myself. You know what I mean? And like, I used to get picked on about it all the time. I think for a long time after school, my features bothered me, but getting about those things so hard, and he didn't think what he did was bad, but my uncle did it. He found the problem, and he wanted to speak out about it in front of the classroom, and made me feel bad for not being mad with him for doing it, because what he does is out of love. What you do is purely out of being mean and young and stupid. That's why you do that. That's why you act like that, and you're clearly insecure about yourself, because somebody that's you know, good in who they are and what they look like doesn't need to step out of themselves to insult or bring down somebody else to make themselves feel better. And how he just tried to like serve my uncle up on the chopping platter like that. Like, I was just like, I really be wanting to go back in time, like, bruh, chill, okay? Cause he barely even said anything. What you say is much worse. What you say is clearly much worse than what he said. And he didn't even say anything. He called my name. Is what he did. Which is what he always do. He called me Yaz. That's what he calls me. Or Yazzie Bill. That's what he calls me. That's what he refers to me as. So for you to try to get up and try to make the point, whatever point you were trying to make, which didn't make sense, because I think you knew that was my uncle. If you don't know it, you know it now. You know that now. That's my uncle. He doesn't pick on me. Thank you. Yeah, that's I don't know if I told her. I don't know if that was even interesting, but I just thought that was like really fun how he tried to flip. I just wanted to know his mindset back then. Like, why was that the thing you wanted to bring up in class? Because you looked at real stupid trying to. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell me what you think, what you want to hear, what you want to see. Now we're doing our very best to make it happen for you. I will see you next clip, and have a good one. Bye.